On the morning of October 23, 1983, a yellow Mercedes truck drove toward a U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut, Lebanon. Seconds later, the city shook with one of the deadliest terrorist attacks against Americans before 9/11. 241 U.S. service members were killed. The explosion was so powerful that witnesses thought it was an earthquake. To understand the bombing, we need to understand Lebanon in the early 1980s. Lebanese civil war had turned the country into a battlefield involving militias, foreign armies, and global powers. Lebanon became a dangerous intersection of Palestinian factions, Syrian influence, Israeli military operations, Iranian-backed groups, and international peacekeeping forces. In 1982, the United States joined a multinational peacekeeping mission in Beirut. United States Marine Corps troops were sent as part of the multinational force alongside French, Italian, and British forces. Their mission was supposed to be temporary, stabilize Beirut, support evacuations, reduce violence. But the situation deteriorated rapidly. In 1982, Israel invaded Lebanon, targeting Palestinian armed organizations. 1982 Lebanon War intensified regional tensions dramatically. Meanwhile, Iran's newly formed Revolutionary Guard expanded influence in Lebanon's Shiite communities. Analysts later linked emerging militant networks in Lebanon to what would become HIZBOLLAH. To many militant groups, the American presence was no longer viewed as neutral peacekeeping. At approximately 6:22 a.m., a yellow Mercedes stake-bed truck approached the U.S. Marine compound near Beirut International Airport. Witnesses described the vehicle accelerating toward the building. The truck broke through barriers and drove directly into the Marine barracks. Then came the explosion. The blast destroyed the four-story building almost instantly. The explosion killed 220 Marines, 18 sailors, and 3 soldiers. Total, 241 American personnel. 1983. Beirut Barracks bombing became one of the deadliest attacks on Americans overseas before 2001. Investigators later estimated the truck carried thousands of pounds of explosives. Experts described it as one of the largest non-nuclear explosions of its time. Just minutes later, another suicide bombing targeted French peacekeepers in Beirut. 58 French troops were killed. 1983. Drakkar bombing occurred almost simultaneously with the U.S. attack. The attacks appeared coordinated and carefully planned. Responsibility for the attack remains historically and politically sensitive. A group calling itself Islamic Jihad Organization claimed responsibility at the time. U.S. intelligence and later court rulings linked the attack to networks associated with HIZBOLLAH and Iranian support structures. Multiple U.S. courts later held Iran responsible in civil cases related to the bombing. Iran has denied direct operational responsibility. The Beirut bombing transformed American thinking about terrorism. It demonstrated the destructive power of suicide bombings, vulnerabilities in military peacekeeping missions, and the growing influence of asymmetric warfare. Many historians consider Beirut 1983 a turning point in modern terrorism. The attack deeply influenced future U.S. military security procedures and Middle East policy. For the families of those killed, the attack remains one of the most painful moments in Marine Corps history. The bombing also became a case study for future extremist attacks around the world. The yellow Mercedes truck that entered the Beirut barracks in 1983 changed the course of modern conflict. It showed how one vehicle, one explosion, and one morning could reshape military strategy, terrorism, and international politics for decades. Long before 9/11, Beirut had already revealed the terrifying future of modern terrorism.